Greetings, you tubulins and tubulowskis. I thought I'd make a video today since I feel so good. Yay! The first day since before Christmas. Not much has been going around here. It's been cold. It was 14 one day, and then the next day it turned to be 50. The next day it turned to be 60. And then it turned back into the 20s again, and we've got 15 today. And we're going to go down to minus something or other tonight. We had freezing rain last night, and that's to be expected. My daddy and my sister and my brother are living up north in Leslie, Arkansas. They got a skip of snow. That's what they said. So I missed the snow. I tried staying up all night, but I finally went to sleep. What's been going on? Well, I've become a plaything of a man half my age. Him and his intern, doctorette. So Dr. Freenbean and Dr. Miss Shay's Lounge have been sending me to places all over the earth to get tests done and to see what's, I don't know what they're doing. Doctors are not doctors anymore. There's a certain protocol that they teach doctors, and it's kind of like when you diagnose a car. You go here, 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 here to find out the base problem. And this is what they're doing to me. Again, I've got a file in this cabinet here to my right, this thick, that has been done 15 years ago by more competent doctors, I would say, Mayo Clinic type doctors, diagnosing what's going on. And so, I don't know, he's taking this chance to, my sister, she's a registered nurse, and she's going back to college. I don't know if she's going to be a doctor or what. But anyway, she said they're using insurance. So they're looking for cancer, maybe, or they're just using my insurance for more money. I don't know. So I've been trying to fight off the effects from all these darn tests. And every doctor's place you go in, people are coughing their blooming heads off. We've got an epidemic of flu people here. And I'm not quite sure that wasn't what had half of Mary Ann's family and some of mine, why they stayed sick all over the holidays. But I don't know. So far, the good Lord's taken me away from that. So every doctor's clinic and imaging thing that I go to, hospital, people's coughing their full heads off, blah, 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 blah. And here I am trying to stay as healthy as possible, holding my breath for the 2-hour wait in the waiting room, and not touching nothing. And they expect me to come out of that unscathed. But as far as I know, I've got no report. No, I've got some reports there, but this latest test, I haven't got any results back on it, so I can't tell you yay nor nay. But I can tell you that I feel good today. My knees are getting me, but my legs are working good. I haven't fell. And hallelujah, the good Lord's taking care of me. That was Oscar. The goats are in the backyard. My neighbor got him 4 or 5 goats. And as long as they don't climb on my cars, they're fine. I like stuff to walk around, and eating stuff. And I got some bread out there now for them to eat on, and for the birds, because it's cold. And I'd let the birds in here if they'd come in and warm up. And I kept trying to catch the possum and bring him in, but Marianne has a fit. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, I got to tell you, I got to apologize for not catching up with everybody's videos. There's some great videos that I have to catch up on. But when this stuff hits me, I don't know if it's common or what, when it hits you, you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to breathe. You don't want to look out either eye hole. You don't want to hear nothing through these ear holes. You just want to not exist. And that's an attitude very strange to me, because I like to, aggravate people and visit and stuff. And especially y'all are my family. And when I'm here by myself, which is always nearly, when Marianne and Chloe's in town, one's in school, one's at work, y'all are my only contact with the world. So, I guess I'm just a turd. I got a beautiful gifts from Yuns, and I got a whole bunch of stuff from Scott Best, Scott's Garage, and that was for my birthday, and I guess Christmas is pretty. He did some really good. I mean, here's one of the things he sent me. Born in the 50s. Now this is 50s in Britain. So there's stuff in here, that they know that I wouldn't have a clue about stuff. And this is what I love. I eat this up. And something like this. The Tutu Train. That's Scott, second from the left. He sent me a lot of other cool stuff. I got it over there. And everything else. I'm in my journeyman chair. So, and the computer's working fine. When you run out of the good gigabytes, it just throttles you back a little bit. But for the most part, I can watch videos, and it doesn't take me an hour to watch a 5-minute video, which is great. I've just got to get my butt out of this slump and start doing it. I know I'll be better for it. I feel better for it. But this stuff, I'm not depressed, I don't reckon. It's just that I don't want to look out. I don't want to do nothing. And I've got stuff hanging everywhere that I need to do. I do the stuff I need to do, but very little else. And as far as sleeping at night, there's no sleeping at night. I just sit there and whirl and twirl, and my mind goes off in tangents and gradients and tangents. But one thing I remembered, I'll tell you a story. Let me get a story hat on. Brace yourselves for this. This is probably the ugliest hat in the world on the ugliest guy in the world. It would probably keep my head warm, but I usually wear my coonskin cap outside. Okay, story hat on. There I was in 4th grade. How many is 4th? 4th grade. In Mrs. Hanson's class. Mrs. Hanson was a beautiful lady. She was long and tall, skinny, with the right figure to drive guys crazy. Of course, I was just a little kid then, in 4th grade. And all the other teacher guys was crazy about her, which is understandably. And she had she had this hairdo that looked like, I guess, the stewardesses in the back in the 70s and stuff had this curled around hair like this, you know, and it curled way back. It still made a curl back there. So, and it was pretty on her. And while I was thinking about this, I come up with an idea that just almost chilled me to the bone. And I didn't thought about this when I was a kid. But that back there where it's curled around, if she'd put a mask back there, or a spooky thing, with eyeballs in it, she'd have scared half our school. Because the way it was. But I didn't think of that then. I was just trying to get close to Melody Anderson. Is that not a pretty name, Melody Anderson? And she was a very pretty little girl, and blonde hair, you know, kind of like the Scandinavians and stuff. Blonde hair, all curled up and really pretty. And to this day, she don't know I even existed because I was too scared to say hi, Melody Anderson. So that went out the window. But anyway, back in that time frame in the 4th grade, we had nuclear threats and stop, drop, and roll things that they would be on TV, and we had something at school that we had to practice, and it was when they throwed the horn loud open, woo, 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 they wanted us to get out of our desks and get under our desk like that, like our little desk would save us from, you know, a 15 megaton hydrogen bomb. But it was the best they could do, I guess. They wanted us to be found under our desks. But back then we stayed in this one classroom throughout all of our subjects, and I think Miss Hanson taught all of them. She was that bright of a girl. So we had the front of our desks with a raised up lid, and we had a little tiny chair on the back attached by this bar on the floor. And we had every book and every subject that we ever had in here, along with, you know, sandwiches and frogs and stuff like that whoever would slide in there and do stuff. Of course, pea shooters. We didn't shoot peas. That was before our time. I think it was spitwads. You chew up a piece of paper and smack. But not that I did anything like that. Ooh. So we had one of them sirens come up, and under our desks we flew. And Miss Hanson got under her desk with that hair and was under her desk until, you know, it was sounded all clear. So there we were, a bunch of innocent little 4th graders, and the girl behind me was not secretly, but she was overly crazy about me. I don't know, she wore glasses, she could have been impaired. But she was secretly crazy about me. And there's a lot of other things that I could tell you about her. God bless her. So there I was under my desk, just thinking about, you know, was this a tornado, or are we going to get blown away or what? And she took her pencil and she poked me in the butt with her sharp leaded pencil. And it hurt. And so I raised up under my desk, and I hit the chair with my shoulder. And since the darn front of the thing was already heavy, almost top heavy, it toppled over forward. The desk and all toppled over forward and hit the bottom of the guy's feet in front of me that was under his desk. And when that thing crammed on his feet, he squalled, and up his desk goes. Wham! But the Melody Anderson was in front of him. Back here was Bobby, and he's the one that toppled his desk forward. But it didn't, thank the Lord, it didn't hit my beautiful Melody. But it did hit loud enough to scare the fart out of her. I don't know if she was already scared because of the siren or whatever, but it went bam behind her, and she let out a squall that curled hairs on cows half a mile away. And when she squalled, you could look, and every desk in the next row would go pa-toom, 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 as everybody got up. And then that next row, like dominoes, pa-toom, 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 pa-toom. And all the desk was upside down, and everybody's going like this. And Ms. Hanson finally dragged her hair out from under the desk and said, "What's wrong with you children?" Now, it wasn't funny when it happened, but when I thought of it the other night, it was kind of funny. And that really did happen. And there's lots of other stuff that happened back then. What started me thinking about that was the hangsman's nooses. Now, I wasn't a Boy Scout because we couldn't afford being a Boy Scout. But I was really good at knots and strings and ropes and stuff, because I thought I was going to be, the next Lass LaRue or Hoot Gibson and Gene Autry. Gene Autry is real. He is a real hero. Anyway, I studied all my knot tying and things, and I came in early from recess. It was Beat the Poor Kids Day, which it was always Beat on the Poor Kids Day, but I substituted another poor kid for my meetings, and I got in the room, and they had these shades in a classroom, and they had these little strings that you could open the shades with. So I got around and I put every one of them things into a cute little hangsman's noose. It wasn't going to hurt nobody. You might put your finger in it, and do stuff like that. And to be honest, I didn't know they was hanging people, horse thieves and stuff like that. So I tied them all back up like that. And it wasn't until nearly the last hour of class, Miss Hanson, probably some kid was going like this, Miss Hanson found that. And in the course of the next 2 or 3 days investigating, found out that me did it. So there I was in detention. After I tuck the knots out, all you got to do is pull on them and they come out. And I was in detention for another day, and had to walk home 5 miles uphill in the snow and danger. So that's my 4th grade things. I did lots more other stuff, but we'll stop it right there. But nowadays, a hangsman's noose has meanings that I don't even want to look at. It means something completely different than just some kid making little things on curtains. And I don't know what I think about that. I think it's sad. And I don't understand it, but I don't want to understand it. It's just something I don't need to know. And I'll go on thinking that the world is right, because I can't change it anyway. I'm just one little old broken down man with a funny hat. But that's why I've been so worthless, and everything's coming up roses. I'm getting over everything until the next time they get me down there and do something horrible to me. So that's the way it is. I love y'all. Y'all take care of each other. Get this hat off. No more stories for me. I'll try and do better. I promise. Because it's to my benefit more than yours. Because I need y'all. So thank you very much for hanging in there and asking about me. So, you know, I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.